Let's have a meeting.
Let's have one.
I want to welcome everyone to the Atlanta Step Up Society book study. Change your thinking, change your life. Let's open with a moment of silence, followed by the serenity prayer. Serenity prayer.
God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
I guess we've been doing this study, what, about a year now? Over a year? And I thought we were about finished. Then I looked and saw page. I was looking at 2 chapters, but then I saw 125, and we got to go to 164?
Right.
Wow. I remember when Erica said it's going to take some time. But check this out. I've been watching people like over the last year, and it's an honor. You know, it's an honor to be in recovery and watch other people's lives change. And I'm seeing a lot of people change in here, in this group that's committed to this group. A lot of people. I done seen people get apartments, you know what I'm saying, start businesses. There's a lot of good stuff come out of a book study. And this happens on every book study. Everyone that you commit yourself to, you're going to see people that's in that group make changes by leaps and bounds, leaps and bounds. But in order to do that, I think that you got to have all the information also. You just don't run out and lean on your own understanding. You need to have the information and have the tools to take you to that next level. If not, you're going to do what one of our friends did today. You cannot go out here too fast. You cannot push it or exceed where you truly are spiritually. I ain't talking about where you are in your program, you know, or where you are with what you're doing with certain things. It's just certain things you can't do until you're spiritually ready. And that way, it'll always be fruitful, and it always will manifest in the proper amounts. You know, a lot of people, when I have ideals, and I get good ideas, a lot of people just go to sleep. At nighttime, it's time to go to sleep. They go to sleep and they snore. Then they wake up the next morning. In my mind, that's a wasted time just to go to sleep and then think of nothing and then wake up. I guess it's a relaxing time, but that's not, you're missing your creative time when you do that. If you just go to sleep and then wake up the next morning, what a waste. That's a waste. I go to sleep, right before I go to sleep, I come up with an ideal or something I really desire in my heart, and I put that in my imagination, in my mind, before I go to sleep. Then I fall asleep. And I allow that seed to grow and grow and develop while I'm sleeping. And I snore too. The difference is, some people snore with an empty head. I still was snoring too with a creative head. All through the scriptures, if you like the scriptures, they all got a vision when they were sleeping. You get a vision when you're sleeping. God spoke to me in my dream. God spoke to me while I was daydreaming, sitting down at by a tree. You know what I'm talking? Laying across a field. Just me and some sheep out in the middle of nowhere. That's where the visions come. It's in your mind. And if you can hear the vision, and you can interpret the vision, then maybe the vision is you, a part of you. So, with that being said, I just want to commend the people who are thinking and growing to the next level. Don't be afraid. It will happen. You get a new apartment, don't be afraid of a new apartment. Embrace it. Enjoy it. All right? If your voice come back, yell and scream. Or try something different. You might have one of those special voices. I'm just talking tonight. And if it hit you, hit you. If it don't, cool. You might have one of those special voices that should be in a drama or a play somewhere. You never know. You know what I'm trying to say? You might need to be on stage or talking somewhere. Because God makes no mistakes. You know? So what I'm saying is, let's follow the book tonight and be very, 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 very assertive tonight. It's going to hit everybody in here. I told y'all last week that we did win the Tech Bridge Innovation Award, which is huge. Huge. If you go onto our website, you'll see the entire thing. You'll see all the people that I had to accept the award and make my innovation speech in front of. The average person probably would have scared me, but I was ready. But I now looking back, I took baby steps to get there. That makes sense. The Rotary Club, all the little baby steps got me. I was at home in there. 800 of the CEOs and their wives is in there. Everybody tuxedo down. They talked, and there was one little broadcast that came up, and then I'm not going to give numbers, but they wanted to donate some money to the children's burn victims. You know, like little kids get burned. So they wanted to give some money to that charity to take care of them. You know, kids that get burned, like the burn center. And they had a figure. The figure was about this long. You know, numbers. I'm not going to tell the numbers. The numbers was about that long. And they wanted to reach the goal, and they said you can make the pledge on your cell phone. You know, like American Idol or something. You put in your number. So they said, okay. And it was 59 minutes to get that number in dollar bills. Honestly, this is how powerful the room was. They got that number in 40 seconds. 40 seconds. All that to confirm I'm at the right place. Yeah. That's what y'all, it took 40 years. They got there in 40 seconds. Bang. Boom, boom, boom. The number just going. My point is, we don't never grow by thinking little and accomplishing it. You don't want to think little and then meet the goals. Some of that went on somebody's head.
Yeah.
If you think little and you succeed in your little thinking, you'll never be big. Think big. Challenge it. That's what the 12 steps teach you. To think outside the box. Try something crazy. Try something that you think you know that you can reach if you just put it out there. I read somewhere God said, test me. Test me. That's what this is going to be about tonight. Everything gels. When I do something, it's going to gel. On the bottom of page 125, this going to hit home. And it's 100% the truth. This is 100% the truth. It's not 99.9%. This is 100% the truth. All right, Paul.
Many alcoholics are enthusiasts. They run to extremes. At the beginning of recovery, a man will take, as a rule, one of two directions. He may either plunge into a frantic attempt to get on his feet in business, or he may be so enthralled by his new life that he talks or thinks of little else. In either case, certain family problems will arise. With these, we have had experience galore.
All right. Many alcoholics are enthusiasts. That means we get strongly excited over things. We rush into things with excitement. We get blown away by it. They say many alcoholics. They talking about everybody in this room, really. Most of us get an idea or think we got something going on, we take it to the extreme. Just like drinking. When I went to a party, I knew my main mission to go to the party was to get good and drunk. It wasn't to dance and have a good time and socialize. Nuh-uh. Get good and drunk. I did not even understand people who did that. Do that make sense? I didn't even understand people who did that. I had some guys and people I would go out with, and honestly, they would sit down at the bar and have conversations with people. You know, let me buy you a drink, talking to a female, this or that or that or that. In my mind, like, man, you can get that anytime. This is what you're supposed to get drunk. This is what you're supposed to get drunk. You can get her number, call her tomorrow. But tonight, you're supposed to get smashed. That's how I thought. It made no sense to be trying to rap to nobody. I rap when I'm sober. But tonight is a drunk night. That makes sense? That's how I felt. I always felt like it made no sense. But to them, normal drinking, that was a way of communicating and getting, you know, and having a good time. I saw nothing good in that. Nothing good in it. So when I hang out with them guys, since they wasn't drinking as fast as I did, I had mines in the car. I'd be going in and out the club, getting drunk. You know, by the time I get ready to go, I don't want to leave. Me, the bartender, and the janitor be the last one in there. The cleaning crew be coming in when I'm getting ready to go. Anybody ever stayed in the club long enough to see the cleaning crew come in?
Yeah.
Well, you didn't know that, did you? You stay so long that the one that kind of clean up comes in. A whole new crew. Yeah. So we're enthusiasts. That's what we do. We take it to extremes. They run to extremes. At the beginning of recovery, and I'm usually going, in the beginning of recovery, I'm talking about newcomers, and I'm talking about, I would say, if we had to put a time on the beginning of recovery, what is that, 2 years and below? I'm not going to say 1 year. I'll take it another year. 2 years and below? 2 years and below. Because 1 year, you're just running the meetings. I mean, you ain't even started recovery. You ain't thinking about no business, and you know, they're just running. But the second year, you're starting to settle down, and ideals start to pop in, right? That's what most cases. Some people hit it earlier, but most, 2 years and below. They run to extremes. At the beginning of recovery, man will take, as a rule, one of two directions. So let's say we got a direction for the left and a direction for the right. There's only one or two ways you're going to go. You're going to go highway left or highway right. I would use 85, 75, but people in Europe don't have an 85, 75. So I'm going to say highway left and highway right. You know, and then some people only got route 1. That's it. You know, when I was in the military, a lot of them said they had one street. One. Everything else didn't have a name. He may either plunge, dive in, jump in, into a frantic attempt to get on his feet in business. A lot of people come into recovery and get clean and sober and want to make a lot of money real fast. Want to make a lot of money. I see people, now this is what happened here. I see people come, okay, we pay a stipend. Small amount of money, about $100 something every week. That's the job placement center. You're in job therapy. But you have housing, and then you get the 12-step treatment. But a lot of people have to pay for your treatment y'all get. Yeah. You have to pay for this stuff now. There's nobody sitting in there counseling you and 12-stepping you for free. You have to pay for it. So in our thing, you get all your room and rent, electricity, water, all that free. Pay nothing. Then you go to work and you get paid. Stipend. Then all your treatment and your clinical is free. You pay nothing. But we still have math guys that come up to me and say, I'm ready to leave the program. I said, why? Because you don't pay me enough. I said, fine. I got found me a job. I said, how much the job pay? $10 an hour. What? I got a job making $10 an hour. I said, bye. So if he worked 40 hours, he gonna get $200 when he take out taxes. Right? Right. His rent gonna be $175 for a decent place, or $200 a week. He can forget about getting an apartment. No, you ain't getting no apartment, you don't make enough money. So out of the $275 you gonna get food. I gotta put that in there. Right? You're gonna have to pay $200 that in bill, and then you gotta get a transit card and food. Cause as soon as you clock in on the job, food stamp clock out.
Yes, sir.
Right? Now you're going to work, paying it all on your rent, and since you got to work so much, you're not going to meetings no more. So your recovery is gone. And that frantic attempt to get his feet in business. Or he may be enthralled by the new life that he talks or thinks of little else. This is going to be deep, y'all. Now that was me. I like to put myself in here because, you know, this is for me too. All I cared about was 12 steps, the spirituality of this program. I just love the program. I fell in love with the program. I ain't like no people, or the people I knew. They had everything, but I really fell in love with this program. I love me some 12 steps. I love the meetings. You know, everything about the meetings I love. I love. I even fell in love with female. They didn't even know my name and I didn't know theirs. But I used to chase one girl, she go to me way across town. And I knew that every Friday she'd be there, I'd get on the bus and go over there. I never even said hello. Went on there, and she passed by me, I said, whoa, I'm in love. Go back. Don't show this tomorrow. By the time my wife will catch over here, we don't know what number 90 take now, they on number 8. You know, so, but what I found out was, a year later, she had moved away, but I had a year clean.
Yes, sir.
I said, I followed that woman for a year. I never even knew her name. You know, I knew her name from the meet when she shared. I never shared. I just was in love with her. But that kept me clean for a year. I got a year of sobriety by doing that. That makes sense? And the spirit, I was in love with the program. I love to hear people share. I was fascinated about it. You know, I used to love to hear people chew other people out and get their experience, strength, and hope. That to me, that was good. I liked that. Then I fell in love with the book study. It was so, I was so in love with the book study that I even arranged my work schedule. Because I had to pay rent in recovery. They ain't let us go free for nothing. We had to pay. So, at the end of the day, I was like, yo, I would arrange my work. I told my boss, because I worked at Goodwill, I said, look, you open 7 days a week. My book study is on, you got to take 2 days. Wednesday and a Thursday, I need to be off for Wednesday and Sunday. I said, look, this is what I do. I take all the Wednesdays and all the Thursday or whatever there was. It was 2 days I needed off. And I work every weekend. Every weekend. He said, the guy said, but why you don't want no weekend? I said, I don't need weekend. I'm working on me. Right. I need this. I'm 40 years old. I don't have plenty of weekends. Trust me. If you've been where I went being on weekend, I don't need no weekend. That's the last day I want. A Friday, Saturday, I don't need them. I come to work. I don't abuse too many Fridays and Saturdays and slept on Sundays to try to get to work on Monday.
Yes, sir.
So I don't have enough weekends. Yes, I just need to work. Because I need to work on my spirituality. He said, well, I don't know if I can do that. He was a little scared of the system. You know, he was just a boss working for somebody else. I said, but what you don't understand is, I know your job. I know how to do what you do. And if you give me the weekend, all you got to do is call in. So you get 4 days off. I called him. You know we called him. Yeah. He said, what? I said, think about it. You get off 2 days. And then the day you supposed to be here, let me run it. And I give you off them days too. Deal. It was some deal. He worked 3 days a week. I had it. But I needed it to work on me.
That's right.
I needed to be in that book study. And I would have quit. If he would have said no, I would have just quit. That's how I was. Wasn't no money. And I have had a lot of money in my using day. I had a ton of money. So I already knew money didn't keep me clean.
Yeah.
In fact, money kept me high.
Yeah.
The less money I had, the better off I was safe. I was going to say something. I done had a lot of money. I was blowing check $40,000, $50,000 on crack. So I can tell you, money wasn't in. I didn't need no money. Nothing. In either case, certain family problems will arise. With these, we have had experiences galore. In a lot of ways, alcoholics and addicts are truly unbalanced.
Yeah.
We are some unbalanced people. Once we start something, we take it to the extreme. Once we start something, we take it to the extreme. It don't care if it's spirituality or using or business. We take it to the extreme. It's a lot of people, if you get a lot of years, you'll see a lot of sicknesses come from people in Alcoholics Anonymous. They started stuff and took it to the extreme, had heart attacks and all kind of stuff. Just taking it too far. And don't know how to delegate, don't know how to let go, just take it too far. Alright? The next paragraph.
We think it dangerous if he rushes headlong at his economic problem. The family will be affected also, pleasantly at first, as they feel their money troubles are about to be solved. Then not so pleasantly, as they find themselves neglected. Dad may be tired at night and preoccupied by day. He may take small interest in the children and may show irritation when reproved for his delinquencies. If not irritable, he may seem dull and boring, not gay and affectionate as the family would like him to be. Mother may complain of inattention. They are all disappointed and often let him feel it. Beginning with such complaints, a barrier arises. He is straining every nerve to make up for lost time. He is striving to recover fortune and reputation and feels he is doing very well.
All right, let's talk about, okay, we're going to name our highway now. We got highway business or economics on the left and highway spirituality or self-righteous on the right. How's that? We got two highways, economics and spirituality. We think it's dangerous if he rubs his head long at his economic problem. If you're trying to solve your economic problem, and since we go to the extremes, so our economic problem is on the left, if you're trying to solve that, it's dangerous. Very dangerous. If you're trying to recover economically, it's dangerous. Now I got to throw this in. It just came to me right now. Our program, Alcoholics Anonymous, and Narcotics Anonymous, all the 12-step program has a built-in complacency. A lot of times we don't talk about that when we're sharing in the room. But there's a built-in complacency. And what that means is, as you start feeling better, Ken used to say 90 pounds and 90 days, and you start feeling better and you're looking better, and things start, and you're getting a little job and everything, there's a complacency that sit in. Well, you think you got it going on now. Life is okay. Think little and achieve little, you got what? Little. So you feel good and you got a little paycheck now, you get complacent and you stop going to meetings. You start withdrawing from meetings. We see that all the time. That's common. But the people who do that have not been really taught that it is a built-in complacency. You just in relapse mode now. You're in relapse mode. We had a guy today, we told him yesterday, you're in relapse mode. You complacent. You think you got it going on. You got your briefcase running up and down trying to catch the bus from one, you don't even have a car. You know what I'm saying? You running from one bus to the next. Got your little schedule out. Got it going on. Relapse mode. Relapse mode. Building complacency, but you did not even aware of it. When I find myself getting like that, I got to remember it's built in. We think it's dangerous if he rushes headlong at his economic problem. The family will be affected also, pleasantly at first. See, and as they feel their money troubles are about to be solved. That's where that built-in complacency comes. When you feel like everything's about to be better, your finance, you can pay your bills now, you got it going on. Woo! That's the complacency coming in to get you, gonna bite you. Then it flips it and says, as they feel their trouble, money troubles are about to be solved, they're not so pleasantly as they find themselves neglected. They're like you can't win for losing. Let's take a minute and take this back into the recovery side. Not the family right now. We're going to go back to the family. When we start recovering financially, in recovery in under 2 years or whatever, I'm not going to put no time limit on it. But you start recovering real financially, and you're going down a financial place, and you're starting to start businesses, and you're starting to do all this kind of stuff, you got to know that it said right here that it's going to feel pleasant at first. As they feel their money troubles are about to be solved, they're not so pleasantly as they find themselves neglected. They're talking about the family being neglected, right? Right. But the recovering alcoholic, we neglect ourselves when we start rushing head on in that direction. We neglect what we need to do for our recovery. We put that on the back burner. That makes sense? Right. Not only are you neglecting your family, you're neglecting you. That's why they say it's dangerous to go that route first. That's putting the cart in front of the horse. You're in a 12-step recovery program. It don't say nothing about finances. It says something about maybe you find God and find Him now. But I'm going to throw this ahead again. If you get the spirituality of the program first, your money will come to you. You don't have to chase it. Everything you need will come to you. You don't have to chase it. But what you have to do is change your thinking about money. You can't be scared of money and think it's going to come to you. Money don't want to be in a scared man's hand. You got to be open-minded. You got to figure out ideas of how you can help others, and they're going to give you the money to help others. You can't say I need money to go buy me a 6-pack of soda and a Popeye chicken. Well, you get that too. But you ain't going to be able to pay no bill with that. So the whole deal is you have to put the spirituality first. Right? It says that, or you're going to neglect it. Dad may be tired at night and preoccupied by day. If you chasing after businesses, and they say businesses because most of these people work professional people. Right? It's hard to kind of say businesses in here. Right? We ain't talking about jobs in here.
Right.
Let's be real, man. Break it down. But business people think about business. Other people think about jobs. Yeah. That's just real. That's real. That's real as I can get. So if you think about a job, don't go head on. But even in job, you're going to find yourself wanting to get a high-paying job. I'll give you credit for that. High-paying job. I'm making $6 an hour here. This ain't enough. I need to make $26 an hour. And you chase after that. But once you get that $26 an hour, that's it. You'll ride. And you will get it. Don't get me wrong. You will get the $26 an hour. I ain't never seen nobody that really put their whole heart into the 12 steps and don't make enough money to live on. I'm telling you, you can live and travel and do whatever you want to if that's what you want to do. Everybody can do that. That's easy. That's easy. But most of my friends are business people. They own businesses. So it's the same way with us. So it says that Dad may be tired at night and preoccupied by day. Here's the deal. If you were making $5 an hour, I gotta keep this on the cover side, or $7 an hour, $10 an hour, and you was able to make your meetings and pay your rent wherever you are and be satisfied, it might not take care of no whole household. You got a girlfriend with 4 babies, then don't know. That might not work. Alright? But if you just taking care of yourself like I did, that's what I did. I just took care of Robert. I didn't have all that extra. I just took care of myself. Then you can probably do it all. You know what I'm trying to say? Make your meetings, buy a vehicle, do what you had to do for yourself. But now if you jump up to a $26 an hour, they're going to require more of you than a $10 job. More responsibility, more time, and a lot of your energy. So here you are at that job, you're going to be tired at night and preoccupied in the day. That's 24 hours. I go home, I'm dead tired. I'm dead tired. That's why I learned what to do to keep myself energized. If I don't go to the gym and work out or something like that, I'm through. I noticed that if I leave here and I go to the gym and I do 30 minutes of cardio or an hour in the gym, when I come out that gym, I'm a new man. I've been revigorized, regenerated. It's not even the same Robert that walked in the door. But you gotta be able to feel that. You know what I'm trying to say? That's just real. That's real talk. But if you are preoccupied all day long, and some of them high-paying jobs half the night too, preoccupied, and then you're tired, where's the room for your spirituality and your meetings? You don't have none. So you're back to neglecting yourself. You're neglecting yourself. And you know what happens when we neglect ourselves? We relapse. There's no balance in it. So it says that he may take small interest in the little children and may show irritation when reproved for his delinquencies. Everybody know when you got family and friends or boyfriend or girlfriend or something like that, and you done took on this high powered job or making more money and you got more responsibility, they feel neglected. They feel neglected. You care, I hear this, I used to. But I still hear it, but not as much as I used to. You care more about that recovery and all that mess than you do me.
That's right.
Yes,
That's
sir.
right.
I heard that for years.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
But I was stupid too. I was unbalanced. You know, your daughter got a graduation coming. They got the rehearsal. I don't already know how a graduation go by. I don't need to watch no rehearsal. I'm going to a meeting. Get your neck cut off. You know. But I had to learn balance. But people feel neglected because of this program. If you talking about I gotta go to AA, I gotta go check out with my sponsee, I need to do an AA book study, you're gonna get some slack from them. And they're gonna make you feel guilty. Alright? It says that if not irritable, he may seem dull and boring, not gay and affectionate as the family would like him to be. Even my family to this day, I kind of keep my spirituality to myself. You know what I'm trying to say? Because to them, that's boring. It's boring to talk about, let's go sit down and meditate for 30 minutes. They ain't thinking about no meditating, but nothing. You know, I watched a good friend of mine, right, is Russell Simmons. Good friend of mine. I ain't never met the man. But he's a good friend of mine because when you study somebody and read their books and their literature so long, it feel like a friend. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Like I know Bill and Barber like my friends. They're like friends to me. That's my family. You know, when you get so deep into somebody else's words and their writing and do what they do and think like they think, it's like a friend. Or a pen friend, you know, like in the literature. People have that all the time. I got friends. I know Wayne Dyer. You know, I know him. You know, what's the other one that I like? Neville Goddard. I love him. He been dead since 1972. But it's like yesterday I know him. I know his work. You know what I'm trying to say? And Russell Simmons, he don't give up. He's gonna tell you about that meditating. He's gonna tell you about spending that 20 minutes in the morning quiet time and that 20 minutes in the evening quiet time, because it changed his life. It made an impact on his life, and he wants everybody around the globe to get some of this. They were interviewing him not too long ago. I saw the Arsenio Hall show. Arsenio talking. He said, "What, 20 minutes?" He was talking about what he wanted to talk about. He got that power. You ain't got to listen to Arsenio Hall if you are Russell Simmons. You know, that way. And he was talking about his meditating. 2 days later, I was watching Arsenio, and he was talking to somebody. The guy said something about spirituality. He said, "Oh, you just trying to be like Russell." But Russell had made an impact on him. Because 2 shows later, he's still talking about it. Russell gone home. My point is that you have to be able to. Other people look at it as boring, especially in our society. My family members thought it was boring. My kids thought my 12-step stuff was boring. They thought it was boring, and they sure didn't like to hear nobody's problems. They said, "I don't want to go to no more than me hear them folk problems." That's all they talk about is problems. They didn't know we talking about experience, strength, and hope. They just heard problem after problem. They talking about raise your hand. My little girl, hey, raise your hand. I don't hear about your problems. They thought we just a bunch of people talking about problems. Then I started taking them to solution-based meetings, and they didn't say nothing. They went off. So there's 2 types of meetings. There's problem-based meeting and solution-based meeting.
Right.
But they did think this was boring until they got older, and then I started hearing it coming out of their mouth unconsciously. Mother may complain of inattention. I don't know if they got anything to do with any part of recovery or nothing. Women always gonna complain about something. I don't care. It's gonna be something. If I stop going to meetings and just stay at home and be there, why are you at home? Go to a meeting. You know, you go to too many meetings, you at too many meetings, you should be at home. Like I call my wife the windshield wiper. I don't know what end she on. Say, which side you go, north or south? Where you at? East or west? They are all disappointed and often let them feel it. Beginning with such complaints, a barrier arises. He is straining every nerve to make up for lost time. We get so enthusiastic about stuff, you know, putting the jokes aside, that we try to catch up for what we lost in the past. Right? Yeah. I need to make enough money because I remember I had this car. I remember I had this. I had a nice apartment. And you know what the sad part about it is? We try to catch up, not that we really need it ourselves. We want to show other people that we got this stuff going on. We want to be able to bring them to our house and show them that we got this stuff going on. You know, I didn't really have that when I came here because that was quiet. When I left Atlanta, going to Washington, D.C., I had the nice car, the nice place, and everything. I had everything. Then when I went up to Washington, D.C., long story short, and I got homeless and strung out and living in the street, in my mind, I always said, and this one kept me out there for a lot longer, that I wasn't going to return home until I got this stuff back. Yeah. I'm not going back till I got this stuff back. Lo and behold, I never got it back. When I crawled back to Atlanta, I was broke and disgusted. But I didn't get it back. I didn't get none of that back till I came in here and did what y'all told me to do. When I tried to do it on my own, I didn't get it back. Alright? He is striving to recover fortune and reputation and feels he is doing very well. When you're in excitement and you're doing everything, we just lost a guy for doing that. Everything we talking about, we just lost a guy today for doing it. He was excited about this and he was enthusiastic about that, and he wanted to do this and he wanted to do that, and lo and behold, took him out. The complacency sets in and you neglect yourself. Once you neglect yourself, you have no choice but to do what we do, to use. And this stuff is not It's not really complicated. I think the cleaner I get, the more time I get, how simple it is. You can really see how simple this is. It's not, maybe in the beginning it seemed like a struggle. But as you get more time, this is a real simple program. It's really, really simple. Just take it easy. One day at a time. There's no, it makes, in 2014, in the last 5 years, for me, this is just me, I done seen so many people come and go out this earth. I done seen so many people pass that I have kind of developed an attitude of why. Why overexceed? You know what I'm trying to say? Just do enough to help myself and help someone else. I don't have to do this all extra stuff no more. Because at the end of the day, with my age, extra ain't going to get you nowhere but down in the grave somewhere. You don't need to push myself no more. I don't need to go to extremes no more. That makes sense, right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What you need to do is just be happy every day and have some kind of peace. That's just for me. I'm saying that for myself. I don't need to go out. People tell me all the time, you like to start this? No. I was talking to a guy today. He said, well, what you going to do when you finish the Step-Up Society? I'm going to do like I see people in my neighborhood do. What they do? They walk with their dog up and down the street. They go to the gym maybe. They go to the corner store and hang out. Play a little scratch off. I see fishing poles on the back of the pickup trucks. You know, all that's attractive to me now. I remember when I used to say, look at them fools. I just put them down. But now, that's attractive to me. That's what I like to do. People call me and say, you like to sponsor me? I said, no, call Paul. He's better at it than me. I'm going fishing. Fishing. Watch YouTube. Because I think now life is more about peace than it is about trying to get all this other stuff. Especially in today's time. The next one.
Sometimes mother and children don't think so. Having been neglected and misused in the past, they think father owes them more than they are getting. They want him to make a fuss over them. They expect him to give them the nice times they used to have before he drank so much, and to show his contrition for what they suffered. But Dad doesn't give freely of himself. Resentment grows. He becomes still less communicative. Sometimes he explodes over a trifle. Family is mystified. They criticize, pointing out how he is falling down on his spiritual program.
Sometimes mother and children do not think so. They don't think we're doing very well. Alright? Family is very, very critical of you. When you do something, they like own you. They like own you. You know, I remember my daughters or something, I'll be at home or something like that, and I do something stupid, or you know, curse or something like that. What about your 12-step program? You know what I'm trying to say? Or they see me, I'm driving somewhere and somebody like, one time, I remember this time, I went and pumped the gas, right? And I went in there, I said $40 worth of gas. The man turned on the tank, 40. I got $40. I paid him, you know how you pay up front?
Right.
So I went and got $40 worth of gas. I went up there to get a soda. He'd already collected money, and he gave me $40 back. He must have been looking at another pump. So I got to the car, and I said, look, he gave me $40 back, and I gave him $40, and I got $40 worth of gas. What happened to your 12-step program? What about the honesty? So I had to get out, you know what I'm saying? Go back, but I was going to keep that $40. Because in my mind, it already registered. I done bought gas here for 5 years. I can get something out of here besides gas. You know, just that split second, my mind went back to justifying why I should keep the 40. But they go, oh, no, that's spirituality. Or me and my wife get to arguing. What about your 12-step? What step 4 said? Well, look at what part you played. But at the end of the day, they were learning. They were learning something. Alright? So it says, having been neglected and misused in the past, they think Father owes them more than they are getting. So I can understand that. If you've been drinking and drugging and doing all this kind of stuff and you have a family, You know, no matter what family it is, they think you owe it to them to make stuff right. And quite rightly, we do owe it, in a way. But you ain't got to be feeling guilty about it or ashamed about it. Because all guilt, the shame, and the embarrassment, all those are triggers for relapse.
That's right.
We always talk about money being a trigger. Money ain't no trigger. Money just gets you there. The trigger is how you feel on the inside about yourself. You know what I'm trying to say? If somebody say something that make you resentful, that's the trigger. If you don't have no money and you got resentment for me, that'll be Monday. You get paid on Friday and you still got a resentment, you're gonna use. So did you wait? Why you never use when you first got the resentment? You waited to get the money, but you're gonna call the money the trigger. It was the resentment that you held all week, and it grew. That one little incident grew to a whole mountain full of garbage, and you just steady looking at me finding fault. By the time you got the money, you gone. And I didn't even know you had the resentment. I had no idea you were angry at me. So the resentment only hurt you. It didn't hurt the one you angry about. Having been neglected and misused in the past, they think Father owes them more than they are getting. They want him to make a fuss over them. I find that sometimes necessary though. Sometimes you just gotta put stuff aside, right, Ken, and make a fuss over it. You just gotta go out your way. I see Ron doing that with his mom and sister all the time. You gotta just say, look, I done been to enough meetings and they need me, and I'm just gonna have to tell y'all I can't make it today. And do that. I found myself doing that in here. Somebody passed or event coming up, I just can't do the group no more. Before, 10 years ago, you see me after the group.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
You see me after the group. I didn't have enough compassion in me. You know what I'm saying? Because I thought I was on a life or death errand.
Yeah.
To the extreme. I felt like I was going to die if I didn't make a meeting. You know? Then somebody told me, well, just do the next best thing. What you talking about? The next best thing. Be there next week. It never dawned on me. When you go to the extreme, you don't think about the next best thing. Then you think you're going to miss something and it's going to be a disaster. They expect him to give them the nice times they used to have before he drank so much. And to show his contrition, I mean, to feel sorry for his bad behavior, for what they had suffered. When you do something bad to someone, they want you to feel that. Drag it on out of you. As long as people do that to you, they always throw it up in your face. You know. But Dad doesn't give freely of himself. The resentment grows. When you're on this mission, whether it's going to be to the left, business, or to the right, spirituality, when people start messing with it, juggling with it, taking your time from it, criticizing about you, resentment going to grow up out of you. You're going to get angry. You're going to get angry. And that point when you get angry, for me, when I get angry at a certain point, now I know how to just let it go. Before I would let that anger be in me, and then now both of us mad. Both of us mad. But I have gotten better and better and better in controlling it. So now I'm at the point where people who don't live in the 12-step program, and I'm real grateful for this 12-step program. If you stay around here and you do the 12-step long enough and you take in a lot of these tools, you have to be grateful. Because a lot of people don't have it. A lot of people don't have these tools that we live by. And they're always angry, mad, upset, worried, fearful. You know, it's all those defects, it's all glorious everywhere. And they can live the rest of their life out of that and be happy, you know, with those all kind of defects because they're not addicts. But I can't afford to have all that going on in me because that will trigger my addiction. That makes sense? So the gratitude is that once I see it getting too bad, I know how to pull back now and maintain some kind of peace and serenity. That's very important. All right. It says that he becomes less communicative. When resentment grows and you just become silent, that don't mean resentment is gone. You got to know how to remove resentments. That makes sense?
Right.
Being quiet ain't gonna get it. Sometimes he explodes over over something small. The family is mystified. Once we blow up on our spiritual program,
Yes, sir.
whoa,
Where that come from?
yeah. Where that was? They don't know they aggravated the whole thing. They got the whole thing going. But once it's on, they criticize, point out how he is falling down on his spiritual program. And quite naturally you are. But I found in spirituality, what I found in spirituality is that the more I practice these tools, whether it's the 11 step or the 10 step or something like that, and I know people, a lot of people, like, that knew, and I never did it like that, but a lot of people that got a lot of clean time, they do like a step a year. I know people do step 1 year, they work on step 1, even though they're living, but they consciously pay attention to step 1. Talk about it, share about it, you know what I'm trying to say? Whenever they have to they have to be a speaker, they stay on step 1. Like anytime somebody asks me to do a meeting or something like that, I'm on step 1 type guy. I don't hardly, never do nothing but step 1. But then if they need something else, they ask me not to do step 1, I jump right on step 4. I go right into the 4th step. That's just me. So as you get a lot of time clean, you know where your spiritual program, if God has blessed you with a spiritual program that you can give back to the world. That makes sense? And it don't have to be all the steps. You specialize kind of in one area. That makes sense? Okay. So I know people who do 1 step per year. They specialize in 1 step per year. Then 12 steps, they start over. When 12 years up, they start over. And I found that once you spend a long time with a step, when you fall short in it, when it's not working, then it kind of affects you. It's kind of like God got a way of busting your bubble when you think you got it going on. Yeah, it's like I use the paper bag syndrome. It's like you blow up a paper bag, when you bust it, when you think you got it going on, boom, it's busted. And you have to reevaluate where you are spiritually. This happens over and over and over again. Let's go. This sort of thinking.
This sort of thing can be avoided. Both father and the family are mistaken. Though each side may have some justification, it is of little use to argue and only makes the impasse worse. The family must realize that Dad, though marvelously improved, is still convalescing. They should be thankful he is sober and able to be of this world once more. Let them praise his progress. Let them remember that his drinking wrought all kinds of damage that may take long to repair. If they sense these things, they will not take so seriously his periods of crankiness, depression, or apathy, which will disappear when there is tolerance, love, and spiritual understanding.
All right, we're going to go back to the family now. I told y'all this is going to get deep. I was trying to get to this part. This sort of thinking can be avoided. That means criticizing someone's spiritual program. Both father and family are mistaken, though each side may have some justification. It is of little use to argue and only makes the impasse worse. When you're in a deadlock, that's what the pastor means. When you arguing and it's not going to go nowhere, and nobody's winning, there's no winner in the situation, you might as well just cut it out. Somebody got to take the lead, step back, and don't do nothing about it. All right? The family must realize that Dad, though marvelously improved, is still convalescent, still recovering, still healing. Here's the point. And I hear it a lot. When you're a newcomer and you have to go back to face family situations, you got to go back into your families. I don't know, this is the Family Afterward, and the family should be studying it, but a lot of families not reading this.
Right.
You're going back on your own. You need to know You know, like when I used to go back to my family, around my family, my mother and my family and all that, I need to know that I was still healing, still recovering. I'm early in my process. I'm not trying to go back and change nothing they think about me. Nothing. And if I tried to show them that I had changed this and that, that just made matters worse. So I learned how I practiced my spiritual program before I got there. That makes sense. I would say to myself, I know this is going to happen. I know this person's going to do this. I know my family. I've been around them all my life. I know my dad going to do this. My mom going to do this. My brother going to do this. And my sister going to do that. I knew this. So I said, now what am I going to do? When she started doing this, I'm not going to respond to it. I had this program and I kept, and it worked very, very fast. I didn't go in there blindsided. And I always used this. This is a tool. I always use the clock. Family reunions or something like that, 1 hour.
That's all you can get, 1 hour.
So you give me 1 hour, me. Because that kept my sanity.
Right.
You know what I'm trying to say? I knew this was going to happen. It happened all my life. What makes me think it's going to change now? So I would go in there 1 hour, I'm gone. Then I started getting a reputation that he ain't going to stay long.
Yeah.
I stayed long enough before I got to see the other side coming. And then I took it up to 1 hour and a half. But this is 20 years later, and I still do that today. I still do that today. I don't sit around and wallow in all them problems and stuff like that. 1 hour. Got to go. But I'm just, it's hard to teach to the family when they're not here. Yeah. It said, they should be thankful he is sober and able to be of this world once more. That's it. That's it. You don't have to prove anything. Anything. I used to, like, when I go around the family and then leave, I find out later that since I'm gone, they don't be bringing up the bad stuff about me. They talk about my sobriety, what I've done since I've been clean and sober. But if I were to hang around there, it ain't take but a little bit to come in. And then they all start talking the trash part about me. So, only thing we need our families to know about us, y'all, it says it right here in this book in one sentence. One sentence. They should be thankful he is sober, or she is sober, and able to be of this world once more. Period. You don't need no approval. You don't need them to jump up and shout over you. That should be a whole meeting by itself. You don't need to go down and shine nobody's shoes and wash no feet. Just be clean and sober. And that's it. And move on. That gets you more respect than anything else. They don't need to see no brand new car. They don't need to see no flashing money. They don't need to smell your Bond No. 9 cologne. None of that. Just be clean and sober. That's the best gift you can give them. Let them praise his progress. Let them remember that his drinking wrought all kinds of damage that may take long to repair. Not only did the family praise that he's clean and sober, but they remember all this mess you had. But now it's going to take a long time to repair this damage. And people in recovery, I can honestly tell you, it is a process. It takes a long time to get back all this stuff if you want to keep it. It takes a long time. It's not no quick, instant program in here. It's not no quick fix for the spirituality, the materiality or the spirituality of the program. I always thought that once I finished the 12 steps and doing everything, that it's over. That was just the beginning. Right. Now I kind of look at the 12 steps in another way. The 12 steps, after you did them and you start growing in other areas of spirituality, it kind of make the 12 steps look like spiritual kindergarten. Spiritual kindergarten. This is just like a beginning path. That makes sense? It's so much more after this. So much more you can do. Right? It said, let them remember, if they sense these things, they will not take so seriously his periods of crankiness, depression, apathy. That means lack of feeling or emotion, just being numb. So what they're saying is that since we convalescing and it's going to take a long time for us to repair, to get ourselves back, we're going to go through crankiness, we will be depressed, and we will have no emotions. Feelings of no emotion. Which will disappear. All that, those lower vibrating emotion will disappear when there is tolerance, love, and spiritual understanding. I was like working with some vets. Then I was talking to one last week. And you know, we go out, veterans go out and fight for the country. There's some things that people got to know. And I think this country's starting to get it right, because they're paying attention to it now. Because everybody wanted to deal with a lot of the homelessness, right? But you got people, you got homelessness. I was telling a guy today, we used to have a meeting on this. They've been homeless and drugging and drinking for 20-something years. I'm going to use 20 years.
Right.
Okay? Veteran, come in, go in the military, right? Go overseas, fight for the country, come back and get homeless. That, to me, that's who need help. That one who been out there 20 years, they need help too. But I done been to war and come back. They still doing the same thing. The book said, if they don't want it, enough is enough. If you ain't trying to get clean and sober, then let them stay out there. Put it in the energy on somebody who wants this thing, who needs this thing. If you want to be clean and sober, then you can get it. If you want to stay out there 20 more years, it's on you. People are sick and tired of that now. They want to see people change. I want to see people change. Don't waste these people's time. The book said, if you work on a sponsor who don't want it, a sponsee, let them go. Because you're wasting 6 other guys who can get the program. Energy on that one who don't want it. The head of says that the head of the house ought to remember that he is mainly to blame for what befell his home. He can scarcely square away their account in his lifetime. It'll take a whole lifetime for us to get this thing right. We're going to stop here, and then next week we're going to continue. Thank y'all for coming.